We believe electric vehicle will be an upgrade over petrol vehicles. And to do that, our product philosophy is one of zero compromise. We want to make sure that if you buy an electric vehicle, it is not only good enough, it is actually a zero compromise product. And that's delivered with the kind of performance the vehicle has, the kind of handling it has, which is honestly one of the best in the entire scooter category in the country. An extremely convenient product and a great user experience. On performance, the ATHER 450 today does a 0 to 40 in 3.9 seconds, which is fastest in the 110cc category. In fact, it is one of the fastest even in the 125cc category. A typical 110cc scooter will be something like 5.3 seconds. It has a top speed of 80 km per hour, which is right up there with almost any other scooter in the market. In fact, our customers have done more than 80 km per hour. That's just our rate. The batteries, these are actually one of the secret sauce of what allows us to deliver phenomenal performance. The batteries are designed and manufactured in-house by ATHER, and they allow us to offer an extremely predictable range. And what I mean by that is, these are the numbers that ARI claims for us, right? Our certified range of the ATHER 450 is 107 kilometers. However, we have done a lot of testing on road, and the range that we promised our customers is 65 kilometers in the right mode. What that means is that we have done a lot of testing, and we know what our batteries can perform, and we commit that number. We call this concept as true range, a range that we believe that we will always get on the road. Instead of promising a number like the mileages of today. Today, if you hear 15 kilometers per liter mileage, you're all mentally adding, 15 kilometers per liter is if you're going on a straight road with nobody in the car on a best possible day with a very ideal driver, right? But on the highway or in the city, in traffic conditions, that number is more like 10 or 12, right? That's not going to be the case with ATHER 450. And proof of that, while we promise a range of 65 kilometers, the average range of our product on the road today is 69 kilometers, which means an average customer is already getting 69, with a lot of customers getting way more than 69 kilometers. The average distance traveled is 17 kilometers per day, and 90% of the trips that are happening in Bangalore are less than 34 kilometers. What that means is that the range of the ATHER 450 is not only acceptable, it is good enough for several days worth of usage. And when I said that the average is 69, customers are doing more, here is an incredible data point. One of our ATHER 450 owners has done 110 kilometers of driving on a single charge over 4.5 hours of driving using only 90% charge, which means this customer got almost 120 kilometers of range on a single charge, and he's not alone. If you go and check our online community, you will see many such people who are getting almost double the range that ATHER promises. Right? So we're setting a new benchmark of how do you discuss range and mileage numbers. Performance is important, and we've done a great job of that. However, convenience is even more important given that this is a scooter. What do we do there? We've built a lot of very unique features with the ATHER 450 that no scooter in the market today has. One of our favorite ones is the reverse mode. So the vehicle has a reverse mode in which you can throttle back and the vehicle starts pulling back. It pulls back at a reduced speed of 2 kilometers per hour. However, in the reverse mode, it has the entire torque of 20 Newton meter available to you. What that means is, when you park your vehicle on a side of the road or in a ditch or on the mud and you've got vehicles all around you, you can pull the vehicle back very comfortably. A lot of people otherwise are forced to ask people to help them pull the vehicle back. It's very inconvenient, it's painful. One of the pain points of using a two-wheeler, you don't need to do that with the 450. You've got a reverse mode on the vehicle. Another extremely useful feature today that we have is our onboard navigation. So the vehicle has a 7-inch touchscreen built into the handlebar itself. It's not a tablet, it's a complete computer built into the handlebar. It has a GHz processor, it's a touchscreen, it's got a 3G SIM card and a GPS, everything on the dashboard. And from there, powered by Google, you can use navigation from the vehicle. So this is a feature that's again very unique, and this is a feature that's not just unique in India, it's actually the first of its kind built anywhere globally. So the dashboard capabilities starting from navigation that ATHER today built are some of the most advanced features built on any two-wheeler globally today. The vehicle with that kind of a GPS, it has a 3G SIM card, and with the entire connectivity, obviously comes with a mobile app. So this is how the mobile app looks like. You can track the vehicle, you can see when the vehicle is getting charged, you can track the vehicle's GPS location, you can find the nearest charging stations distributed throughout the city. And for those of you who really want to go and understand about your riding patterns better, we even have a ride statistics section. What this allows you to do, it allows you to see every single ride in extreme detail, right? Where you started, where you ended, what kind of an average speed you had, what kind of a mileage that you achieved, and hence helps you understand what kind of a driver you are better and better. Building up from charging points, charging infrastructure has been a big focus for us at ATHER. We in fact have a separate brand going for it called ATHER Grid. And we believe that it is important that we put up charging points even before a vehicle is sold. So let's talk about what your charging experience typically will look like. When you use a petrol scooter today, this is what a daily user is like. You will go to a petrol station every third or fourth day. You will fill up 100 to 200 rupees worth of petrol, and then you will continue riding. And we all believe that is so convenient. But electric is so inconvenient because you have to charge the vehicle. But somehow we are forgetting that is not a very easy use case. You have to actually go out of your way, stop at a petrol station every third day, spend 100, 200 rupees, wait for 5 minutes, get the petrol, and then be on your way. Imagine if you had to do that with your mobile phones. Imagine if every third day you had to go somewhere, stop for 2-3 minutes, get a full mobile charge done, and then go on to your daily work. Right? You cannot imagine that because now we are all used to just using overnight charging. We come back home, we plug our mobile phones onto a full charge, and you're good to go when you wake up in the morning. That's exactly the kind of user behavior, that's exactly the kind of daily usage we are trying to create with ATHER 450. When you buy the product, we don't just set up charging points. We make sure that even before the product is delivered to you, our teams will work with you and install a charging point at your house. A charging point that will look very similar to what this looks like. Right? So we will come help do an audit at your location, we will come install a charging point at your location. We can work with your association complexes, we can take care of your electrical requirements and make sure that a charging point is installed at your house. And this is not just independent houses. In fact, the bulk of our installations today in Bangalore happen in multi-story apartment complexes. Right? We have done many such installations. I think right now we are doing more than 2 dozen installations a day, and we have had more than a 99% success rate in these installations. So contrary to what you might imagine, installing a charging point in your house is something that is extremely simple and something that ATHER now has a lot of experience on. Right? So before you get the vehicle, we'll make sure you have a charging point at your house, one that can charge your vehicle overnight. It takes 2.5 hours for an 80% charge. You will come back home, you will plug the vehicle into charging, and when you wake up, you will always wake up to a fully charged vehicle. Right? And the kind of range the product has, even if you do not charge for a couple of days, you're not going to have a problem. However, for those of you who are really going to stretch the vehicle quite a lot and are going to be doing 60, 70, 80 kilometers a day, not only are we setting up the charging point at your house, we are also setting up public charging infrastructure. So in Bangalore, we have 33 such charging points. In Chennai, we have set up 10 fast charging locations even before we have started taking pre-orders. These locations allow you to charge a vehicle in 1 hour, 80% capacity in 1 hour. So it's significantly faster than your home charging solutions. So if you stop at any of these locations for 10 to 15 minutes, you will get about 10 to 15 kilometers of range back. So you can make a brief stop and get enough range to get to your home or an office back. And because we understand that Chennai is a little different from Bangalore, it's not a more circular city, it's more thin, narrow, long city. We have made sure that right from day one, our charging points really cover the entire length of the city. Way beyond Annanagar, all the way to Vilivakkam, to OMR and ECA in the south, we've already installed our charging points. And we are in many more conversations to expand this infrastructure significantly. Our target is to make sure that eventually you're never more than 3 or 4 kilometers away, driving distance away from the nearest charging point. Right? And hence you're going to keep adding charging points practically every week. But in the first 12 months of operation in Chennai, ATHER is going to have about 50 public fast charging points. Today we are at 10, so you're going to be adding almost 40 more points over the next 12 months. Right? So between this and your home charging infrastructure, you're never really going to have a problem of range anxiety.